Hi, this is Rudy Jones of Palmetto State Baseball.com. Welcome to the college baseball score list for South Carolina schools for Friday, March the 7th. We'll go with the winners in alphabetical order, and I'll mention a few details about some of the games as we go along. Most of these series, in fact, all of them are going to at least continue on Saturday. Some may continue even through Sunday. Check PalmettoStateBaseball.com's calendar for the complete weekend schedule. Back to Friday night scores. Alabama remained unbeaten, beating Presbyterian 10-0 in 7 innings down in Tuscaloosa. The Crimson Tide are now 15-0. PC fell to 7-8 in that game. Micah Connor had a double for the Blue Hose. Catawba scored its 3 runs in the first couple of innings and held off Coker 3-0 to win the opener of their South Atlantic Conference Series. Charleston Southern had a pair of 3-run innings late and beat Elon 7-2 in the opener of that non-conference series. The Buccaneers are now 9-3. Over in Central, Shawan and Southern Wesleyan split a Conference Carolinas game. The Hawks scored 4 runs in the 7th inning of the opener to win 6-5, and then in the second game, Zach Kim's 3rd hit of the game lifted the Warriors to a 5-4 walk-off win. Over at Doug Kingsmore Stadium, Clemson came from behind to beat Davidson 7-4. Jaron Purify had another big game. He had 3 hits, including a home run, and he's just been a spark plug for the Tigers all day. Aiden Kanak struck out 8 in 5 innings, another good outing for him. College of Charleston took the opener of its series with Appalachian State 5-4 down at Patriots Point. Columbia International opened a Appalachian Athletic Conference series with a win at Truett McConnell. 7-4 was the final. Coastal Carolina was held hitless through the first 6 innings, and was shut out by East Carolina 7-0 to open that series up in Greenville, North Carolina. The Pirates are now 7-6. The Chanticleers fell to 11-4. That's their second straight loss. Had that tough loss to North Carolina midweek. Florence-Darlington Tech opened a Region 10 Junior College Series with a 7-1 win at USC Salkehatchie. Francis Marion scored the go-ahead run, or what proved to be the winning run, on a double steal by Rafe Peterson getting into home plate in the 7th inning, and they held on to beat King 5-4 to open that Conference Carolina Series. In the Peach Belt Conference, Georgia College run-ruled USC Beaufort 14-4 and handed the Sand Sharks their 8th straight loss. Up in Bluegrass Country, Kentucky run-ruled Wofford 12-2 in 7 innings. Terriers were held to 5 hits. In Peach Belt Conference play down in Augusta, Lander was down 8-3 going to the 8th. They scored 7 runs, including 2 in the 10th, to win that game 10-8. Grant Sherrod had 4 hits, including a home run for Lander in that game. Up in Hickory, Lenore Ryan beat Newberry 7-4. Newberry had an early lead, 2-0. They came back, and Lenore Ryan took the lead. They were up 7-2 going to the 9th. Newberry got 2 runs, had a couple runners on base, but a runner was thrown out at third for the final out to end that game, and they'll play again tomorrow. In South Atlantic Conference play also, Limestone was ahead of Tusculum 6-4 going to the bottom of the 8th inning. The Pioneers scored 6. So what did the Saints do in the top of the 9th? They scored 7 runs, including a rally capping grand slam by Cole Kirshner to win that game 13-10. Elsewhere, Mount Olive beat Erskine 6-3. They scored 5 runs in the 6th inning to take the opener of that Conference Carolina Series. North Georgia beat Claflin 14-7 in the opener of a Peach Belt Conference Series. North Greenville scored 7 runs in the 6th inning and beat Emmanuel 8-0 to open that Conference Carolina Series up at Ray B. Dillard Field in Tigerville. Bob Jones's losing streak hit 10 with a 9-1 loss to Payne down in Augusta. That's the only game I don't have a box score for yet. You can find the rest of them at PalmettoStateBaseball.com. South Carolina fell behind Morehead State 4-0 early, got ahead, gave the lead up, and then came back for 5 runs in the bottom of the 8th to win 11-7 to open that series. Brandon Stone pitched well in relief until he tired a little bit in the 8th inning. And capping off that 5-run 8th was Ethan Petrie's 5th home run of the season, the 49th of his career, breaking a tie with Hank Small for second place all-time on USC's career homers list. Kennedy Johnson, who'd missed a few games with an injury suffered against Clemson, was 3 for 4 and had a big day for the Gamecocks. Down in Charleston, the Citadel beat Northwestern 4-2 in the opener of a 4-game series at the Joe. Over in Spartanburg, USC Upstate and number 19 Troy had a dandy game. It was tied going to the ninth, but Troy got a couple of home runs in the ninth to win 11-9 and take the series opener. Each team hit 5 home runs in that series. USC Aiken got 9 strikeouts from Blaine Newman in 5 1/3 innings, and they beat they beat Georgia Southwestern 4-3 to open the Peach Belt Conference Series. UAB beat Winthrop 9-7 in a game at the First Pitch Invitational at Floor Field in Greenville. And the last couple of games, these were a couple of really interesting games. Voorhees was down to Philander Smith 17-4 in the opener of a doubleheader and wound up winning 23-17. They hit 7 home runs in that game. 3 of them were by Jordan Hill. And they scored the final 19 runs of the game. They had, I believe it was 20 hits. Not to be outdone, in Game 2, they hit 3 more homers. Hill hit 1, and they beat Philander Smith 12-1 in Game 2. That is an HBCU Athletic Conference Series, by the way. And so the Tigers have clinched the Conference Series win with a game to go tomorrow. As far as the schedule for Saturday, just about every team is in action. I believe the only team that does not play tomorrow is Morris. Several teams open their weekend series tomorrow, including Spartanburg Methodist, Anderson, and the junior college teams. I'll do a quick rundown of the schedule for Saturday right now. All right, we have on Saturday, Bob Jones at Payne for a doubleheader at noon. Shawan at Southern Wesleyan at noon, single game. Coker at Catawba, doubleheader at noon. Edward Waters at Benedict, doubleheader at noon. Emmanuel at North Greenville, doubleheader at noon. Erskine at Mount Olive, doubleheader at noon. Florence Darlington Tech and USC Salkehatchie, a doubleheader at noon. Spartanburg Methodist and St. Andrews, a doubleheader at noon. Moving on to 1 o'clock games. Columbia International is at Truett McConnell for a doubleheader. King is at Francis Marion for a doubleheader at 1. Limestone at Tusculum at 1 for a doubleheader. Newberry at Lenore Ryan at 1 for a doubleheader. Northwestern at the Citadel at 1 for a doubleheader. USC Lancaster is at USC Sumter and Riley Park for a doubleheader at 1. USC Union is at Gaston College for a doubleheader up at Sims Legion Park in Gastonia. Voorhees is at Philander Smith at 1 to close out that series. Wofford plays Game 2 at Kentucky at 1 o'clock. Moving on to 2 o'clock starts. Appalachian State is at College of Charleston at 2. Charleston Southern is at Elon at 2. Claflin meets North Georgia at 2. Coastal Carolina tries to even its series at East Carolina at 2. Georgia Southwestern is at USC Aiken at 2. Troy is at USC Upstate at 2. USC Beaufort plays at Georgia College at 2. On to 3 o'clock. Clemson plays Game 2 of its series with Davidson at home at Doug Kingsmore Stadium, trying to keep their winning streak going. Lander is at Augusta at 3 o'clock. Anderson is at Virginia Wise at 4 o'clock. Also at 4 o'clock, Morehead State is at South Carolina. And in the First Pitch Invitational, Winthrop will be playing the host Michigan State Spartans at 4 o'clock at Floor Field. Rounding out Saturday's schedule is Presbyterian at Alabama at 5 o'clock. So you can see it's going to be a full day of baseball, and it's going to be a busy day for me trying to keep up with all those scores. But I hope you enjoy my coverage at PalmettoStateBaseball.com. Please check it out. If you like it, let friends know about it. And I try to do my best to help provide information about all 33 teams in the state. Morris is the only team not playing this weekend. So until tomorrow night, this is Rudy Jones of PalmettoStateBaseball.com saying God bless, good night.